Okay, wait. Okay, so I've been seeing this a lot with Clarence and Queen, but it's genuinely true. Like, you cannot date your type. If you are constantly dating your type and it ain't working out, girl, check them DMs. Look at his picture. If it's like, that's the one. I'm telling you.
Oh, some of you ain't know, I've been married for the past 5 years, and I'll be honest, I was not attracted to my wife when I first met her. She was not my speed. She's like the complete opposite of who I normally go after, but I just decided to give her a chance. Like I said, once again, she was not my type. She was not that attractive to me. But there was just something about her. I met her. We talked for a couple days. We hung out. She seemed very supportive. So I'm like, why not? I mean, you're not my type, but I'm going to give you a chance because I normally go for this type. And then after a while, she just grew on me. Her looks grew on me in about the 48, 72 hour mark, in the sense of, I think I can do this. What I'm trying to get at is, just because you're not attracted to someone does not mean you don't give them a chance. Now, some of you are infuriated with me right now talking about, why do I need to embarrass my wife like that? Why do I need to talk about her looks when I can just talk about the positives and not embarrass her on the internet? So why are you mad at me trying to hold me accountable for the words that I'm saying, but you not in her comment section talking about, girl, you didn't need to embarrass that man on the internet like that? Okay.
When I first met my wife, I was not attracted to her. I was not attracted to her. Like, you can go and ask her yourself. She will be like, yeah, I'm not gonna lie. He didn't fancy me, like, at all. And it took me like a while before I actually sort of felt some type of attraction, because she's not my usual type. Usually I like very like well kept, like light-skinned girls. That's usually my preference. That's what I go for. But she was just like a rough looking, like dark-skinned girl, and usually I was like, nah, that's not me. That's not me. But you know what? I was like, you know what? Let me just give her the chance. Let me just give her the chance, and we'll see where it goes, and we'll see, you know, what happens. And honestly, the way that she treats me is so amazing. Like, I love her so much. Like, I would never let her go because of how she treats me.
You know what, y'all? Now that I think about it, my wife was a little ugly when I first seen her. You know what I'm saying? Like, no shade. And it's not like it was unbearable, you feel me? Like, if I tilt my head and I squint both my eyes, you know what I'm saying? She halfway decent. You feel me? Like, and eventually my vision just adapted, you know what I'm saying? And then when I found out she could cook and she could clean and she told the truth and she could nurture kids, I was like, oh, she went from like a 5 to a 7.5. And the 7.5, like, that's passing. Like, that used to be going on the refrigerator at my grandma's house. Like, y'all see how crazy that shit sound? Man, what the f wrong with y'all, man? And I don't even be tweaking out on this app, but what the f wrong with y'all, man? Why would you embarrass you like that, bro? Like, you supposed to be delusional on this app. These folk don't know you. You can say anything. Bro, Mariah the Scientist was on a jail call with Young Thug. Little skinny ass bicep. He's over there talking about, oh yeah, daddy, you getting big. Hey, I need you delusional like that behind me, shouting, I need it. Y'all want to court y'all and chase y'all and treat y'all like a prize and act like we the best thing that's ever happened to them. Just so you can get on the internet and say, oh yeah, they hit it for. Like, he almost regurgitated at the sight of this. But once I found out that he paid bills and he could bench press 225, oh yeah, he cool then. He could rock then. You know what that tells me? Y'all settled. You couldn't pull it that you wanted, but more importantly, that you wanted didn't want your ass back.
So I'm married for 5 years, but I'm not attracted to my wife. I think she's ugly to me. But I decided to still give her a chance because she makes more money than me. And so, you know, I felt like she was useful. So I give her a chance. But I'm still not attracted to her. But recently I met this girl where I, work at. She's a nurse, and that's really who I want. But I don't want to break my wife's heart, you know what I'm saying? But what advice do you guys have for me? Because it's been tough out here. I mean, she a good one to just...
Y'all over here doing whole think pieces about that man doing that video about not being attracted to his wife. Watch the whole video, please.
Now, as far as Jasmine, I think that's her name.
Sad.
Me personally, I would have never said that. But it's her platform. Y'all just got to suck it up.
All right, family. I gotta be honest with y'all. I've been with my girl for 10 years. And I'm gonna be honest, when I first met her, I was not attracted to her. Like, at all, bro. I'm gonna be honest. I mean, I was more like a light-skinned, petite type of dude, you know. You know what I'm talking about. But, you know, she kind of grew on me, you know. She actually cared. She was able to, like, love me for me, you know. And even though she wasn't really my type when I first met her, I mean, she's still cool. Ladies, you hear how stupid that sounds? Stop telling people that you're not attracted to your man. That's stupid. Like, what are you are setting yourself up for failure. What are you doing?
So I've been married for the last 2 years now, and honestly, when I first met my wife, I wasn't even really attracted to her. Not only was she not my type, but she was the kind of girl that I wouldn't even look at or acknowledge. When I first met her, she had this lingering stench that was really just abrasive at first and hard to get used to. It was this wet moisture mixed with sweat, just really repulsive and just a foul odor in general. She had these crooked teeth that were stained yellow with plaque, and you know damn well her breath stunk. She had armpit stains on both sides that were just constantly there, drenched, and also smelt. Greasy hair, no social skills, poorly dressed, unpresentable, unpleasing to the human eye, lumpy, you name it, she had it. She was basically a walking bacteria infection. My friends couldn't believe it. We were sitting around the table laughing at her profile pictures, and I had this kind of shallow howl moment where I realized there's more to a person than just surface level looks. You know, they had a personality and stuff, and there's more to them than just the beauty on the outside, which is something I hadn't ever really experienced or thought of before. There's so many great perks, you know, they will love you unconditionally, and they will probably never leave you. And yes, I still struggle with the looks part and being attracted to her, but I tell her every day to reassure her, and our connection just keeps growing deeper and deeper.
And of course, you know the playbook for these videos. He's sassy. Does he even like women? I'm glad you came out of the closet. But it sounds fine when they say it.
So I see a lot of people talking about how they wasn't attracted to their wife when they first met. Well, I ain't even gonna front. I wasn't attracted to my wife either.
He needs some milk.
So, I guess the new trending thing on TikTok is I wasn't initially attracted to my husband. I wasn't initially attracted to my wife. And every time I open this app, I am reminded of how utterly embarrassing love in today's time is. Because the audacity to get on a public platform and tell us unprovoked that you were not attracted to your husband or your wife is insane. Like, I mean, the lady was dang near like I threw up every time I saw him. Like, literally, like, I know that's like an exaggeration, but like, she was disgusted by this man's looks. And what that tells me even more is that y'all settled. Y'all settled. You couldn't get the dude you want to pay your bills. So you got with somebody who would pay your bills, but you weren't attracted to them. You got with the woman who you wasn't attracted to because you couldn't get the woman you was attracted to do what that woman does. You settle. And this is your reminder that everything that settles is at the bottom. Period. You're at the bottom.
Bro, so that woman who said she wasn't attracted to her husband, like, there was so much when I watched that video that went over my head because I was in pure shock of the fact that someone, like, genuinely posted that. Meanwhile, it's men that have the reputation for, oh, they always just want to embarrass the women they're with. They want to embarrass their partner. And also, I was taken aback by the fact that, like, she was talking about her husband like he was just, like, some gross-looking man, like the grossest-looking man you've ever seen. Like, she described him like a grotesque creature. Mind you, someone told me, look at her profile. Dude doesn't even look that bad. Like, he just looks like a guy that, like, you see, like, in the world. But, like, she made him sound like he was some sort of monster. So, anyway, Anyways, all that was going on, and then what completely whizzed by my head was the blatant colorism. She was basically saying that, ooh, like I normally am like into light-skinned men, blah, 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 blah. And she called dude a roughneck. I forgot exactly what she said. She said something that like described like light skins as like being like soft. So, you know, there's colorism there, but also you're calling it, I don't even want to say the full sentence. You're calling him a roughneck because of the color of his skin? Look, there's so many situations where I feel like saying, imagine if a man said this isn't a good argument, but like this is honestly like imagine if a man said that. Like, it's unbelievable.
You cannot date your type. If you're constantly dating your type and it's not working out, bro, check them DMs. And if you see a profile where it's like, I don't know, that's the one for you. That's your future wife. When I met my girlfriend, who's currently my wife now, she will even tell you it took me a little minute. It took me about 48 hours to actually be into her. Because I was so used to talking to lighter skinned females or females that are more worried about themselves. But then I met a roughneck country bumpkin ghetto female that will do anything for me. I almost passed her up because she was dark skinned. I would have passed that up. I would have been out here working 3 jobs. I'm telling you right now, them girls that are worried about themselves, self-centered, they will have you out here slaving just to fulfill what they need and their purpose in life. My girl ain't ever asked me to work a job a day in my life. When she came to see me and met my moms and said, nah, I want to take care of him, my mom's handed me over so quick. But yeah, even though I wasn't initially attracted to her at first, I gave it a chance and she still wasn't fine, but she turned into ice and I was like, maybe this can work out, and it did.
To the creator that's getting dragged on here for not being attracted to her husband when they first met, same, me too. Seriously, I totally get where you're coming from, and I'll just tell you how we met real quick. Basically, I had been out of prison for like a year, and I saw him, like I met him through some mutual friends, and like I was like, okay, he's like kind of cute, but he was like, I'm tall and he's tall, but he's like really tall, and he was like super skinny at the time, and awkward, and just super like not a whole lot of social skills. He's also a country boy. Grew up farming, tractors, all that. He could like fix anything. But yeah, he's just really awkward and strange. And I was like this is never gonna work. Like, also he was a corrections officer at the time, like, which is really weird because I had already been out of prison for like a year. So yeah, basically we're just like complete opposites. And I don't know, it took about like 9 months for us to actually like date after we had like seen each other like in groups, you know, groups of friends a couple times. And then finally I was like, okay, like I'll give it a shot, I guess. And when I like did, he like didn't even know I existed. Like I was nowhere on his radar. He was completely like oblivious that I was even like thinking about anything like that, right? So yeah, I get it. Like, I just wasn't like, he was awkward. I don't know how else to explain it. And I was like this, you know, coming out of prison. I was just coming from the streets to prison and then coming home and then meeting him like a year later. I was like, no, this is just definitely not going to work. But it did. And we've been together for almost 8 years now. And it's been great. And the biggest thing that we have that I appreciate the most is our stability. We've never gone without a roof over our head, and for that, like, we're always truly grateful as a family. So anyway, I'm happy for you, sis.
And of course, you know the playbook for these videos. He's sassy. Does he even like women? I'm glad you came out of the closet. But it sounds fine when they say it.
I'm a little late on this video, but that whole video of the girl talking about how she's not attracted to her husband and goes into thorough detail is a perfect example of what I said a long time ago, where girls will say that they have so much empathy and they're so compassionate, but that only applies to other women. Because before that video blew up and it hit like the other side of TikTok and people started to really analyze what she's saying, and they're like, huh, that's actually kind of a really messed up thing to say about your husband publicly. Like, it didn't even cross anybody's brain, like how insanely rude that is to say about your own husband. And to be honest, I think a lot of girls genuinely feel this way. Like, I meet so many girls where they think they have to pick between being like attracted to their partner or being treated well, because you can't have both. And it wasn't until Hefe, like, we're mutual followers here on TikTok, but like that guy made a video saying the same thing in reverse about women. And then finally girls are like, whoa, that's really mean. Now that actually is really mean. This is why I try to tell guys too many times, like, I know a lot of girls are begging you to go take them on expensive dinners and pay for this, pay for that. The guys who are doing that are trying to overcompensate for women like her who are not even really that into him. Because I guarantee you that dude wouldn't have to go and pay for this and provide for this if she was like her type from the get-go. Because that is a perfect example of some things you just keep in your head, because why on earth would you say that out loud, let alone post it on TikTok? You must have no respect for this man. But that's just my opinion. But hey, what do you think?
I really hope the love that she has for her husband never finds me in my life. I'm so glad my woman loves me for who I am and not what I can do for her. Because there was a point when my wife was the breadwinner. When I was working a part-time job and she was the one paying the rent, taking care of most of the bills. I did what I could financially, but I was at home taking care of my daughter. Everything that woman talked about in her video, speaking about her husband, was what he can do for me. She was talking about, I used to love light. Imagine if a man was saying this. Hold on. I used to love them light-skinned dudes who took care of themselves, but I almost passed up a rough, dirty, dark-necked dude who can do so much for me. Imagine if a man said that about a woman in today's social economy. I pray, and I never wish the downfall of anybody's relationship, but when you put your business out there, just like I put my business and my relationship out there, you open for criticism. But I pray nothing ever happens to him, because he's gonna find out that woman don't really love him like that. She only loves what he can do for her.
The lady gets on here and says, I'm not attracted to my husband. He's dark-skinned and bumpy looking and ugly looking. But I love what he does for me. So I had to learn how to love him. Or, you know what I'm saying? Or find him attractive in that way. It's so weird. And then Hefe drops an opposing video, the completely opposite reverse psychology vid of that, and makes the same type of video. Oh, I'm not attracted to my wife, where I wasn't until I realized that she started cooking for me. And they're in an uproar. The women are in an uproar about it. The hypocrisy blows my mind every time. And Hefe just exposed it. People don't see how scandalous their actions or their beliefs are until they're in the other person's shoes, until they're in the opposing view. People don't see a problem with it until the roles are reversed. Every time. If I was the husband and I seen my wife get on the internet saying that she's not attracted to me, but she loves what I do for her, she's getting divorced. She's getting left that same day. We're going to divorce court. I don't give a.
If my wife ever said, oh yeah, I was never that attracted to my husband, we're getting divorced, lady. There's a video about a girl here who was talking about how she was never really attracted to her husband and how her husband isn't her type. And I'm just thinking, man, why would you ever date someone you're not attracted to? I don't care what society says about it. Don't do that. Like some people say, oh, women are forced to just take what they can accept, you know, instead of going after what they want. I'm releasing you from that thought right now. Go after what you want. Be attracted to your partner, because you're actually just doing a lot of damage to that person who just wanted you and had no idea that you didn't like him until, you know, obviously you brought it out to the internet for everyone to see.
So you mean to tell me that y'all are bullying this lady on the internet because she says she wasn't attracted to her husband at first? If we're being honest, half of y'all were not attracted to y'all partner at first. Y'all just upset that she got on here and said that. And I'm going to be honest with y'all. I grew up in church, so I heard it all the time. Like people who got with these quote unquote pastors and deacons in the church, they'd be like, oh, I wasn't thinking about him. He wasn't my type. He wasn't this X, Y, and Z. If you go online and watch half of the How I Met My Husband videos, most of the time women are on there saying, well, I wasn't really attracted to him at first. I wasn't thinking about him like that at first, you know? Y'all just are offended by things that has nothing to do with you. It has nothing to do with you. If they like it, we should love it. Let's go back to those days. If you like it, I love it. Let that lady be happy. Why are y'all mad? I understand y'all are saying, if the roles were reversed and you said it, I understand it, y'all. But what works for other people works for other people. Leave that lady alone. They happy. You can see on her page, she always talking about what she do for her husband because she loved that man so much. Y'all just like to make a mountain out of a molehill.
Accountability really is a weak point for modern women. The fact of the matter is, she said something that she shouldn't have said. Maybe she thought it. Oh, they say this all the time and women say this, and this. Here's the facts. If a man said that, he would be crucified. How do we know that? Are we guessing? No. People, dudes actually said it, and women are in the comments like, oh, how could he say that? He's sassy. Where are we at? What kind of men are these? So we already have the proof within a week that a man can't say it and get the same positive reaction.